In the early morning hours of May 2, 2011, a team of Navy SEALs executed a mission that would change the world forever. Osama bin Laden, a prominent figure of the 21st century, gained worldwide notoriety as the mastermind behind the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks in the United States. Born into affluence, bin Laden's trajectory from an idealistic youth to a global symbol of terrorism is a multifaceted tale that intersects religion, politics, extremism, and the evolution of global security dynamics. This essay explores Osama bin Laden's life, ideologies, and impact on the world, delving into his upbringing, the founding of al-Qaeda, the 9/11 attacks, and the subsequent war on terror. Additionally, it examines his death, the legacy he left behind, and the ongoing implications of his actions in the contemporary geopolitical landscape. Introduction: Osama bin Laden's life is a tapestry woven with threads of complexity, ranging from his upbringing in Saudi Arabia to his eventual role as the leader of the extremist group al-Qaeda. His name became synonymous with terrorism, especially after the devastating September 11 attacks. This essay aims to provide a comprehensive overview of bin Laden's life, including his early years, ideological motivations, leadership of al-Qaeda, and the impact of his actions on global politics and security. Early life and influences. Born on March 10, 1957, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Osama bin Laden was the 17th of 52 children fathered by Mohammed bin Laden, a wealthy businessman with ties to the Saudi royal family. Osama's upbringing was marked by a blend of privilege and exposure to Islamic fundamentalism. Influenced by his father's devout faith and connections within conservative religious circles, bin Laden developed a strong attachment to his religious heritage from a young age. His experiences and influences during this formative period played a significant role in shaping his later worldview. Rise of al-Qaeda. During the Soviet-Afghan War, 1979 to 1989, bin Laden's beliefs and convictions were galvanized by the opportunity to resist foreign occupation. He joined the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, where he gained combat experience and established crucial contacts that would later shape the foundation of al-Qaeda. The organization was founded in 1988, and its primary goal was to unite like-minded jihadists under a single banner to fight against perceived Western oppression in Muslim lands. Ideological motivations. Bin Laden's ideology was a blend of conservative Islamic beliefs, anti-Western sentiment, and a desire to establish a pan-Islamic caliphate governed by strict Sharia law. He viewed the presence of Western military forces in Islamic countries as a violation of sovereignty and religious integrity. His speeches and writings highlighted these grievances, calling for resistance against what he saw as a Western-led assault on Islam. The evolution of Osama bin Laden's ideology. As Osama bin Laden's role within al-Qaeda solidified, his ideology became more pronounced. He sought to forge a narrative that portrayed the West, particularly the United States, as a primary adversary of Islam. Bin Laden's worldview was rooted in a combination of Wahhabi Islam, a strict and puritanical interpretation of the faith, and a deep-seated resentment towards Western influence in the Middle East. He criticized what he perceived as the corrupt and tyrannical regimes in Muslim-majority countries that were supported by the West. Bin Laden's speeches and writings often emphasized the need for jihad, holy war, against perceived enemies of Islam. He portrayed the struggle as a defensive response to the aggression and encroachment of non-Muslim powers. He believed that by uniting Muslims worldwide in a common cause, he could restore the lost glory of the Islamic world and establish a global Islamic caliphate. Initial attack on U.S. soil. On February 26, 1993, Ramzi Youssef, a young extremist who had trained in one of bin Laden's camps, led the first major Middle Eastern terrorist attack on American soil by planting a truck bomb beneath the World Trade Center. The plan to topple both towers failed, but 6 people were killed and more than 1,000 were injured. Following the connections, investigators soon uncovered and foiled a second terrorist plot to bomb a series of New York landmarks. The FBI also learned that Yusuf was planning more attacks, including the simultaneous bombing of a dozen U.S. international flights, in concert with his uncle, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who later joined al-Qaeda. Ultimately, Yusuf was captured and multiple terrorist operatives were arrested and imprisoned for the World Trade Center bombing, deepening bin Laden's disdain for America. In approximately 1996, bin Laden and his supporters returned to Afghanistan, where an alliance with the Taliban government provided a secluded safe haven for al-Qaeda to train recruits and plan attacks. September 11 attacks and global impact. The pinnacle of bin Laden's notoriety came with the September 11, 2001 attacks on the United States. Coordinating with 19 hijackers, al-Qaeda executed a series of coordinated suicide attacks that resulted in the deaths of nearly 3,000 people. This event marked a turning point in global security and geopolitics, leading to the US-led war on terror and military intervention in Afghanistan to oust the Taliban regime that had harbored bin Laden and his associates. Impact on global terrorism. The September 11 attacks thrust bin Laden and al-Qaeda into the international spotlight, amplifying their message and attracting both followers and sympathizers. The scale and audacity of the attacks sent shockwaves through the world, exposing vulnerabilities in global security and prompting a re-evaluation of counter-terrorism strategies. The attacks marked a turning point in how terrorism was perceived and countered, leading to heightened surveillance, intelligence sharing, and international cooperation. However, bin Laden's legacy extended beyond the immediate aftermath of 9/11. His ability to exploit technology, such as the internet and satellite television, allowed him to disseminate his message to a global audience. He utilized media outlets to rally supporters, provide ideological guidance, and incite acts of violence. The internet, in particular, became a powerful tool for radicalization and recruitment, with his videos and messages continuing to inspire individuals and groups well after his death. Global manhunt and death. Bin Laden's role as the world's most wanted man prompted an extensive international manhunt. He evaded capture for years, often releasing audio and video messages that continued to galvanize his supporters and inspire new generations of jihadists. Finally, on May 2, 2011, a U.S. Navy SEAL team located and killed bin Laden in a covert operation in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Legacy and ongoing impact. Bin Laden's death did not mark the end of al-Qaeda or extremism. While his demise was a significant blow to the organization's leadership, it also served as a rallying point for his followers. The decentralized nature of modern terrorism has allowed his ideology to persist, inspiring various extremist groups and individuals to carry out attacks in his name. The broader consequences of the war on terror, including the invasion of Iraq, have led to geopolitical shifts and ongoing security challenges that continue to shape international relations. Global response and the war on terror. The September 11 attacks prompted a swift and forceful response from the United States and its allies. The US-led invasion of Afghanistan aimed to dismantle al-Qaeda's infrastructure and remove the Taliban regime that had harbored bin Laden. The war on terror expanded beyond Afghanistan, leading to the invasion of Iraq in 2003 under the premise of eliminating weapons of mass destruction and promoting democracy. The consequences of these interventions were complex and multifaceted. While the removal of the Taliban regime disrupted al-Qaeda's operational capabilities, the long-term stability of Afghanistan remained elusive. The Iraq War, however, led to significant destabilization in the region, contributing to sectarian tensions and the rise of extremist groups like ISIS. Ongoing influence and challenges. Despite bin Laden's death, the global jihadist movement he helped catalyze continues to evolve. Splinter groups like ISIS emerged, often competing with al-Qaeda for influence and recruits. The decentralized nature of modern terrorism, facilitated by online communication and social media, has allowed these groups to maintain a presence and inspire individuals to carry out attacks across the globe. Bin Laden's legacy also underscores the complexities of addressing extremism. Addressing the root causes of radicalization, such as political disenfranchisement, economic inequality, and identity crises, remains a significant challenge. Countering the allure of extremist ideologies requires a multifaceted approach that includes not only military efforts but also social, educational, and psychological interventions. Conclusion: Osama bin Laden's life and ideology present a paradoxical narrative of a man who combined a privileged background with extremist beliefs. His role as the architect of the September 11 attacks transformed him into a symbol of global terrorism, with far-reaching implications for international security and geopolitics. His legacy serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges posed by extremism, as well as the complexities of countering radical ideologies in a rapidly changing world. Understanding the life and ideology of Osama bin Laden is essential for comprehending the dynamics of contemporary terrorism and its impact on the 21st century global landscape. Thank you for watching.